let's put this on my videos. I know you can't do this now. This is taking a real long time to import. Just going to look at Facebook real quick because alright guys, we are waiting for this time-lapse files to import. Why? But in the meantime, we had a really good night, at least a fun little fun storm. I'm a little disappointed because it was all behind a mountain, but beggars can't be choosers. So anyway, I kind of want to show the time lapse once it actually imports in. Hopefully it won't take so long. I don't know why it's not here now. But this is the scene. We had a nice wide open desert, and this is the Sony, so it's a little different than the other one, but we had a nice like wide open desert, very high, beautiful like sunset going on, like the colors and stuff once we edit this are going to be really, really cool. Just kind of messing with the colors and stuff. There was a really great sunset. So this was the Sony, which was just doing 15 or 24 seconds. And so as we were watching the storm, it just was raining and the sun was really cool. And as we were here and as the rain started getting crazy, the top went up right here. You can see hey Nick, how are you, man? So you can see here this top went up and there was a pileus cap on it. So this thing kind of shot up right here with this rain below it, and right away, like when it started getting active, you can see this lightning bolt. Well, not a bolt, but a kind of an in-cloud strike happened. And I'm like, oh good, maybe this thing is gonna really start getting going here. And so it started flashing, which was really, really cool. And then it just eventually started going crazy. Now my only downside, of course, is that all this was falling in the mountains there. Hey, afternoon, that's awesome. And then until the first lightning strike happened, which was here. So got the first strike, and then it just started going crazy. And so I've got like 360 shots here because I was doing longer exposures, but my time lapse, I have never gotten a time. Here's where the bolts start striking back there. I've never gotten a time lapse with 1600 frames. Look at all this. And then here's the big one. This is the monster. This is the motherlode shot that I've been that I want to get so bad, and I really wish I was hitting the ground, but this is a big positive strike. Now the other camera I know got it all, but this is a massive, massive bolt out the top. Bolt from the blue, big time. And of course my computer's acting like a butt right now, as my kids would say. And this is what I'm proud about. I'm sad that it hit behind this peak and I can't see it. But, not only so much you can do about that. But, so I know that my time lapse caught it. So if my computer can stop being so freaking slow here. I might even edit one of these depending on how great it looks. So we're going to go up to the current import, which is not really working so great. Oh, is it? It says 0. I don't know what's taking this so long. I should have waited to launch this, I guess, till I had it, but I'm really I must be this, I might close LR time lapse. So I really like this, by the way. I haven't even showed this, but This was one of the first days chasing. Yeah, one of the first days chasing, where we had dust, and we actually had a nice little shelf cloud come in here, and then underneath it, you can see some dust below. Anyway, it was pretty cool. I'm gonna close this because I think it's crazy killing my RAM or something. Hey Jan, or Jay, I'm sorry, and your bot. Got a little whiskey and Diet Coke. Oh, good. My look at this. I'm totally unprepared. My mouse just completely died on me. This is just heavenly. All right, we'll do this for a smidge, and we will use the keyboard. All right. Wow, this is just great. I mean, we are. We got some fun problems right now with my computer acting up. Okay. Alright. So we're gonna let the mouse charge just a smidge, and we'll try to get out to where we were. I really want the time lapse to finish importing so I can edit that lightning photo. But so anyway, I don't know how long it's gonna take. But so this was the long exposure camera, the Sony again, and just a cool storm in the distance, and it starts dropping lightning, and it gets darker and darker, which I'm excited about because if I did it right, and I'll take some editing, you know, you go from sunset to nighttime where you got all these crazy strikes happening. I mean, it was really cool. That big positive strike, unbelievable, just unbelievable. And then all these, and then more strikes. And here's like I switched to wide angle after the positive so I could try to catch it if it happened again. So my other camera is going to have stuff like this where it just kept in the dark, popping off bolt after bolt. So anyway, a very cool time lapse that I'll have if I can ever show it to you guys that goes from sunset to dark with nothing but lightning. And I just couldn't be more excited for something like this, and especially on a night where I really didn't think I was going to get much. And I really wish I could get on the time lapse right now and show you guys the consistency of it. But all these strikes, this is going backwards, but you can see kind of the progression of it that the time lapse will have from sunset to dark. This is just continuous, right? So this one I'm doing, Nick, this is doing like 15-second exposures, 8 seconds all the way up to 30 by the end, just over and over. So like almost no seconds between intervals. So this is just continuous. The other one that I'll show you definitely was like 1 second, and it starts from like half a second and goes all the way to like 15 seconds of a time lapse. We'll have to definitely do some editing of it, but I just can't I can't fathom why it's not allowing me to, or it's not importing this stuff. I just don't understand. So I feel like my little live editing here, I should have waited till it imported, but I wanted to kind of get started because I really would like to import, or like to edit the big shot that I got, and not sure if it's ever gonna finish. But I'm real excited about it. If in a perfect world, I would have seen where the lightning strike landed. Oh, here we go. It is importing now. So it's going. So this is it, the start of it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so this is where I started it, which is nice. Look at the rain falling. That was lit up. So this time lapse begins, if it's gonna cooperate with me. Wow. I just don't even know what is so slow right now. I'm gonna look at my... Something is just killing. And it could be that Lightroom is just... Well, Lightroom is taking up 13 gigs of memory, but the broadcasting. That's what's killing me. The broadcasting's doing 182% of the CPU, and then Lightroom is also going crazy. So the broadcasting software may not run really well with Lightroom. So anyway, we'll do our best. Probably importing stuff at the same time that I'm doing this. Lightning can be devastating, but it's not... I mean, I wouldn't say most of it is devastating. There's a lot of strikes that don't do anything. I think I would actually be curious the percentage of lightning that actually causes a fire or burns a house down or kills someone. I'm assuming that the percentage is very, very small, considering lightning strikes thousands of times a day, and you don't really hear more than like a couple of people getting hurt. So regardless, this is the beginning of it, and it's just stupid right now. It's imported 119. It's been stuck. Oh, here we go. Now it's at 251. So it's going. But this is beautiful. We got all the sunset colors, and man, I just really feel like this sucks because I can't really show much. I should have waited till the import was done to do this, because I really want to edit a photo for you guys, and it's just impossible right now. Well, it's trying. Now it's at 253, so it's trying to go. Trying to get better. I'm pretty stoked about this one. I normally would have tried to get closer, but there's no way to get closer to this. These roads that went out here, if I'm able to zoom, this road went way out there, and this storm was so far away. There's literally no way to go and shoot that. This road went out. But I will say, I don't know if you can see it on here, this is incredibly sharp. At 5.6, this 50 megapixels and the 1124, incredibly sharp. I'm pretty excited about this. So it's starting to work a little better here, but this was north of Phoenix, between Black Canyon City. It was on a Two Buttes road, and I just drove out in the desert on some dirt roads, and we found a hill. And this is going to take forever. I don't know what the deal is. Well, I really want to edit a photo because I want to post it later, but it's just not working. It's going real slow. I'm really surprised it never does this. It must be the import while using OBS, so yeah. We're just going to have to wait. Hey, Chris. Chris, where do you live? I saw your video or something I retweeted. Oh, you didn't miss out on the live stream. Oh, I gotcha. Well, yeah, you haven't missed out on anything because it's just going real crappily. Very frustrating right now that this is very slow. But the broadcasting software while doing import is real bad. OBS is doing 274% or 253 while Lightroom is doing this. So can't import. That's right. You guys had a great day up there, man. I saw so many photos. Well, since I can't do anything, we'll scroll through Twitter because I can see all the storms in Alberta today. With Edmonton. I mean, my feed is full of Canadian chasers. Unbelievable. There's yours. Could not be played. Oh, here we go. Pretty storm. Nice sun rays. Love that. Very cool, Chris. Oh man, I'm getting tired. Ugh. Awesome supercell structure. There's some really good ones earlier. This is cool too. Look at this earlier. Look at that structure there. Unreal. Yeah, it's really hard to learn the positioning. I think it takes a lot of practice, a lot of experience, a lot of failing to get in the right place. That's a good one too. There's some really good shots of it earlier. Yeah, that's beastly right there. That's good. Good supercell. Look at the hail in Edmonton. Goodness gracious, look at that. I mean, that's just brutal, destructive hail. Goodness, I'm gonna have to retweet that. That's unreal size hail. Look at this. It's 2-inch hail, but man, that looks real brutal. Looking for more. I know there's some really good photos. This is a good one too. Where'd it go? Where's the one I just saw that was really cool? Oh, this one is great. Look at that. Look at those stack plates and stuff in there. Wonderful, wonderful. Awesome for the Canadians. I'm glad you guys got some great storms today. Hey, thanks, Dave. Where'd you tag me? Oh. 5D Photog. There you go. Look at that. We shall retweet. Look at that structure. That's beastly. Early on, look at that. There's some great structure. That's good. Yeah, it was a beast early on. I mean, it was a beast the whole rest of the way, but yeah, look at that. That's great right there. Just unreal. Good for them. Good for you guys. By Edmonton. Just really, really. Man, my feed is full of Canadian chasers. Let's see here. Is this doing anything now? Well, we're up to... Yeah. Punching the core. Good grief. I don't be afraid to punch the core on that one with hail that big. 393. Oh my goodness. This is just... There's like 1,600 photos. I don't understand why this is taken. I mean, it's got to be because of this stinking software. I must... It's using 28% of the CPU. Yeah. This is some painful slowness here. Real bad. Look, we got the stats. There's 16 of you watching. Thanks for watching late at night. Going into the hook echo, man, that's crazy, dude. Well, not the hook echo, but going through, punching it with the hook echo, that's just too much, dude. You don't want that big hail destroying your car. Following. Really, really wish this wasn't. Well, I don't know. This doesn't happen. It's because I'm doing the broadcasting at the same time, I guess. $3.93, $4.15. Well, this is just absolutely painful. There's someone just responded to you. There you go, Dave. Hey, Mohammed. I wish I was able to show you this a little more. But my computer is acting stupid because of the broadcasting software. It's just unable to bring it in fast enough. So definitely because of the software. I would pause it and come back on, but I'm not really sure what it would do. I would tell you guys to come back. I don't know if it'll create a new video or what. Well, they launched that in Tornado Warning Storm. By the way, here's Weather Nation talking about storms in Tucson this morning, or today, Friday, except they didn't get any storms today, so some bad reporting on their part. No, I have an iMac, you guys. This is iMac 5K. 64 gigs of RAM. It's just real slow because of, you know, I'm a closed media encoder too. I mean, I do everything on here. I mean, edit in 4K, render 8K time lapses. It's just this, I mean, you can see that the broadcasting software, OBS, is just murdering my CPU right now by broadcasting this screen. So that's what's really killing it. If I pause the software, I think the rest of this would come in faster, but you know. Oh, it says it's done now. Well, that's good. Alright, well, here we go. So it's done. Import went through. So this is our time lapse. And so it's great because it kind of starts off with cool sunset colors. And it's real slow because I'm doing a shot every second. I honestly didn't think that I would have been out there so long. So I've got 1,600-ish photos of a time lapse that goes from sunset to night, which is probably a record for me by far. Water cool, I don't know what that means, but no, I don't. I just have I've got some new rain trying to fall here, which is going to turn into, not a microburst, but it gets pretty cool. And I should load it in LR time lapse, but who knows what that would do. No, it just probably. So you can see here it got real dark. So you can see the rain starting to fall right there, which was great because I was like, this thing's going to die. It's not going to do good for me. I just thought it looked like it was crap, but now we've got rain starting to fall. Hey Chris, yeah I do. I made lots of shutter speed changes. As you can see, right now I'm at 1/10 of a second, and I go all the way up to 15 seconds by manually adjusting the shutter and then to the aperture at one point. So we have a lot of work to do on this time lapse, and hopefully it doesn't get super duper dark. See right here, I'm a ways through, and it's still real bright. I'm trying to keep my exposure clean and bright. But at sunset, it's really hard to do. You have to really stay on top of it because it gets dark really, really fast. So we're just scrolling through Lightroom right now. Wait, okay, so here we go. Like, first flash happens, right? Right here is like the first sign of life on this storm. And then, as you can see, right above it, you can actually see the rain bowing out here a little bit, which is great. And then at the top, you can see this updraft starting to poke through. And a little pallias forming on the top. So as we scroll through a little more, if it lets me... It's going to start flashing. It's probably building preview, so that's why it's a little slow. So here I got it brightened up again, adjusting the... So another little flash happened. Here I go bright again, and now we're at 1/6 of a second, and you can definitely see the top here with a nice pileus cap on it. So... it's a lot of frames. So the only problem that's going to be tough is if this thing jumps, you know? And so right around, let's see what happens here. We're still upping our exposure. And you can see here we've got another flash in our storm, but also a distant one. And I was like, oh crap. Hey Jordan, what's up, man? A distant one and another storm. And I'm like, oh crap, all the lightning's going to be way out there. It's not going to happen here. But the rain is falling and the top's going up, and so I'm thinking there's got to be something. The only negative, again, I'm just going to say it again, the only negative on my part is that this storm is over the mountains and I can't see where the rain's coming down. It's not coming down on my side. Nothing I can do about it. If I had been on the other side, it would have been the same problem. So we just made the best of it. So we're watching the top go up. We're watching this thing start to flash. And then I think somewhere along the line here, I'm going to get a bolt. And I don't know how much I see at the beginning because I might have missed a couple because of the fact that I was doing fast exposures. But later on, I'm going to get them. So it's just flashing a little bit because I get to longer exposures pretty soon. Like here I'm at 0.6 seconds. Oh, we're at the end of that folder. So that was 1,100 photos just to get there. Now it's 400 for the rest because they start becoming longer. So as it starts getting darker, my exposure is slowly increasing. And my computer's being a butt. Alright, here we're scrolling through a little bit. Trying to see when it actually catches the first lightning strike. I guess I didn't know how much it did. It didn't catch, you know, some of the early ones that my Sony did because I was doing long exposures. Let's see what this one looks like. So that one, yeah, so that one did hit the ground. The cool part will just be, at this point, will be we've got color and we've got the sky, the cloud flashing in it, and the towers going up. And, oh, there's a good one. So that one hit with the rain. And I'm just so excited to get this from sunset to this kind of scene. Now, I just can't wait to get to the freaking positive bolt because I caught it and it's unbelievable. And I'm going to edit that bad boy tonight probably. So here we go. We're getting some better strikes. The exposures are now... So we went... Whatever we were at before, now suddenly we're at 5 seconds. So we're starting to get longer exposures, which means we're not going to miss so much. So there's a bolt hitting the ground back there. We still got this awesome streak in the sky of red. A little bit high up there. So we're scrolling through. Here we got another good strike. Out in front this time, like moving off to the right. Oh, the big one's coming, guys. And then this one starts... Then it starts getting a little bit crazy there. Now it starts kicking them out. And then we've got... Oh my goodness, right here. I'm afraid to look at it because it's too great. I'm sad that it's not... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I am sad that I can't see where it landed. That's my freaking... That's my one disappointment, because you can see all this stuff hit here. Probably landed like below the mountain, like down here. But one of the best positive strikes I've ever seen. I'm going to... So we can see this. If we want to edit this, we got to start somewhere. And you can see lots of purple fringing on it because it's wide angle. So we're going to try to get rid of chromatic aberrations. We got our Canon 11 to 24. There's still some little bit of purple fringing, so we're going to come up here and defringe. And that kind of gets rid of a lot of it. And we're gonna change it to like pano, like this. I don't know, maybe a 16 by 9. I'm not sure yet. This is gonna be a little tough edit because I don't know if we worry about our foreground. It's gonna be real bad. This is real bad. We don't want these goofy ass halos. We don't want the halos, all right? This is real. This kind of stuff right here, these halos, this is what you want to avoid if you're doing this. This is not professional. Just doesn't... It kind of shows a little bit that you lack some editing skills. But the problem is, without it, I mean, it's fine, but we got to work on it. So this is real tough. So what we really want to do... Let's see here. And that's really noisy too. My 5DSR got a lot of freaking noise. So, this is tough. This is real tough. I'm going to try to change the white balance too. That's a little too orange. Hey, you guys, I never thought I'd catch a bolt like this tonight. So my jaw is just as much dropped. I couldn't believe. You know what's amazing? When I watched this bolt happen, all I saw was this little channel. This is all I saw with my naked eye. I saw the skinny thing come down and flash once or twice, and that was it. And then I look at the camera and look at all this other stuff that happened. I didn't even see any of that. You're naked. That's what's amazing about photography, is that you can see part of it, and then your camera actually picks up so much more. And so I don't know here. I'm gonna try this real quick just to see if this does anything that's not awful. That's so noisy, man. 5DSR. I bet if I was using my the Sony, I would not have this problem. Yeah, it does. You're right, Chris. You're right. Yeah, this is a tough edit because I really wouldn't mind a little bit of shadows, but it's so noisy that I just think it looks real bad. I don't even know if the shadows, if that helps that much, you know. This is not ideal. We're just gonna have to deal with. Well, Jordan, it was real funny because if you guys want to look, I hadn't seen my time lapse because I didn't want to stop it, but I had my Sony going. So I'm just going to show you the difference between these. I'm sure that I can prove it real good. So I was looking at the back of my Sony and I couldn't believe that I actually... Where'd it go? That I actually caught it. Is this it? Yeah. So this is my Sony. If I had been aimed a little more left, it would have been crazy. But so this was my disappointment. I saw this and I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope my 5DSR time-lapse caught it. And sure enough, it did, so I was real excited. But this is ISO 125. I'm just going to see a little bit of the difference here if I had wanted to do something with this. So here is the range, and just look at the difference in the fact that I could bring all this up and the noise is not anywhere close to as bad as the 5DSR. So if I had gotten anywhere, that's too much. If I had gotten anywhere lucky enough to have had this in frame with my Sony, then I would be editing with my Sony right now. Look at how much better that looks with the Sony with the noise. So that's the disappointment right there. The other problem though is this has a lot of weird flare going on, probably because the Sigma is not the best lens. So it's kind of like, even though that one would have been cool, I don't think it actually, this flare is actually really frustrating. So I don't know. I don't think I can mask it in between two cameras, two different focal lengths. That would be some work that I don't really want to do. I'm probably just going to have to deal with the fact that this is not going to be perfect. And I'm just going to have to edit it, you know, as best I can. And just not worry about the fact that it's not perfect, you know. There's just not much you can do about it. If I had a little bit more... Look at that. I bring up the shadows. This is just awful. I don't know if I can do some noise reduction to really help it, but... I mean, a little bit, but it's really bad. Wow, this is not working great. Whoa. Noise reduction went too far. I guess it's processing it, so it's not updating right away. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't want it totally, completely dark, but not much you can do about it. I gotta fix the... Well, I gotta bring the shadows away. I think I'm just gonna have to make it dark. Yeah, Dave, man. Even the 5D4 has banding, you know? So, banding problems when you bring up exposure. That's why I went to the Sony. So that's what you have to deal with, I guess, you know? This is just not... So what we can do, which is not great and not easy, is we Turn our contrast down. We open this up in Photoshop. Yeah, Dave, that's what I do. I mean, I show it with the A7R3, and I use my Canon glass or Sigma glass, and that's, you know, it works great. So. I'm just gonna post this one. I'm gonna try not to worry about the fact that it's not perfect. It's easy to get bent out of shape. Fake news. Here's my buddy Mark got some of these behind Mountain Like Me, so. That's real good too. I use the Sigma MC11 adapter, and it works pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy with it. So, yeah, this looks actually. You know, when you look at it like small like this, it's not a big deal. What I can do though is we can. So we can do this. The problem is the shadows even are just bringing up the shadows puts shadows in these. Well, so we're gonna try this. It's probably not gonna be perfect. Where's the noise reduction? We're just gonna do something a little funky here, see how it works out. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Open another layer. I'm probably doing this the stupid way, just so you know. I could have opened up a smart object. So, we're going to take this and paste it here. But drag it, no, get off. We're going to drag it below. And what we're going to do, we're going to use our magic quick selection. Ugh. It's not going to pick up over here, I don't think. I think I want to use magic wand. See what it picks up here. See you later, Jordan. Appreciate it. Jordan's in Australia, right? Okay, here we go. We wanna. That's no good. So what we're doing is we're making an edge selection here so that, oops, I want you just, there we go. So we're selecting, we're making it so that we can mask in the edge. So we're going to create a selection, save selection as edge, and then what we're going to do is create a mask, load our selection, now oh, I need to invert it, my bad. I knew something was wrong. Now we're going to invert our selection. That's no good. It did not, I did not do it the perfect way. Anyway, so this is just looks real bad. Oh! Oh my goodness, why did you do that? Okay. Oh, wrong thing. Oh, why did he duplicate layer? Alright, here we go. So, I'm gonna make sure that we don't get any of this goofy ass halo in here. We'll go 30% here and try to make it very subtle that we see anything. It didn't work out that great. Yeah, Bobby, that's how you would do it. You're right. But either way, it doesn't look very good. So I think I'm just gonna. Leave it. You know, there's not much I can do about it. I don't want to. That noise doesn't even make it worth it. If I had a really good noiseless foreground when I brought the shadows up, then I would probably mess with it more. It's just not worth the trouble right now. It's okay. We're gonna make it a silhouette. So what I'm worried about is I still see this some weird haloing here. So we are gonna start over, and I should have done a smart object. So 0, 0, and contrast 0. Should have done a smart object, and I should have done it again. But I'm getting tired. It's 11:15. We also want to go look to see what the what Phoenix says for tomorrow. I feel like there's a good chance of better storms tomorrow. I'm supposed to go to a film festival tomorrow in Palm Springs. I just really don't want to go because there's really good storms tomorrow, but I really want to go to the film festival, so I'm really torn. This looks like it's not updated. Updated aviation section. Never mind. They didn't really update it with anything. So, man, I'm real excited for this shot. This is just wonderful. I don't want to do too much contrast, so I'm going to just up the vibrance. So, because the more contrast you do, the more color you usually get. But if I do too much contrast, this bolt is gonna get blown out. I do love the clouds up there. Man, I feel like there's freaking halos, but I didn't make them, so I guess that's just the photo, you know? Nope, original. We're just gonna change our crop a little bit, just because of the way the clouds are ending up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna duplicate this. We're gonna bring our highlights down, but we're not gonna mask it in everywhere. We're just gonna mask it in. So we're just gonna take this and mask it in right here. We're just gonna make the middle of this little bolt better visible. That looks pretty good. So we go from kind of bright to pretty good. Not too shabby. And you know what? Looks pretty nice to me. not too bad. Nice bolt from tonight. It's gonna have to do. I'm a perfectionist, and as awesome as that bolt is, if I would have gotten it hitting the ground, I'd be crying real tears right now. That would have been a dream lightning capture to get here in Arizona. But can't have everything. Just the fact that I even caught a positive bolt tonight is unbelievable to me. So I'm going to take it, be happy with it. Man, it's still 60, almost 7,000 pixels wide, even though I feel like I did crop it a little bit. So boom, middle. Yep. It's wicked. And not much chromatic aberrations. We might, so what we're going to do now, we're going to take this and make sure that we have fixed any problems. For example, hot pixel right there. See if we got any more little weird. That's green, that's a hot pixel, but there are some stars, I think, so we don't want to get rid of them. I think those are stars. That looks like a hot pixel, but I'm going to leave it because it could be a star. That's a hot pixel. Any more? Hot pixel. Ow, my elbow. Pain. Pain. Another hot pixel. That's pretty dang good, you guys. Man, I'm pretty excited about that. Even though I don't see it, that's pretty great for Arizona. That is, whew. I'm excited. Very, very excited. So, yeah, very excited. So, we're gonna move. This is our time lapse folder. Before I move it, I'm just going to keep going a little bit here to see what this looks like. So, we keep scrolling through this thing, and we've now got, we're up to 13-second exposures now. So, we've just got lightning striking in like all these frames. As long as my computer doesn't freeze. But yeah, we've got some great strikes. We're going to have to work on it because it's pretty dark. So we're going to definitely do some LR time-lapse work on it, and I'll probably get to that at some point. But, we're going to have to... It's pretty dark, so we'll probably up our exposure by... I do know this, though. If it's not the shadows, the exposure on the 5DSR, bumping it up isn't too bad. I mean, this is plus 1.8, and the noise isn't awful. So, we can do a little bit of... bumping up the exposure towards the end with all this stuff, and have it be pretty good. So it's good. It's really cool. I'm excited about this. It's real fun to go from sunset to lightning bolts like crazy. I mean, I just wish they had been on my side of that mountain. If they had been landing in front of me right here, it would be like one of the best time lapses I ever shot. There's no doubt about it. Just weird how you can't always have everything. Storm that goes up and doesn't move. But there's so much lightning in there. I mean, I definitely do black and white shots. I've got some from this year, if they're here. This is this year. I know I have another one somewhere, but this is one black and white shot. I guess I don't have the other one in here. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't do it in black and white, but I do it sometimes. Just every now and then. So we're going to rename. Oh no, we need to. First off, we need to go move this to our print folder, not our time lapse folder. We don't want that part of our time lapse. So we need to go to 2019 and August 2nd. So, thanks, Chris. Really, really love black and white. So we're gonna take this and rename it to 02, and then kind of the original name of this file. And while we're here, we're gonna call it. We're gonna put some tags in it because I do this with everything. Canon 5 DSR, 111124, Arizona, Table Mesa Road, mountains, rain, sunset, lightning, thunderstorm, monsoon, positive. Well, I'm putting bolt from the blue, but I call it bolt from the blue. And give it a description: a massive positive cloud to brown strike. It's in the mountains west of west. Let's look at it one more time. Seems pretty bright. We are going to just down a smidge. Hey Chris, what kind of photography that do you mean you're new to? Just I don't know. Do a little blur. This is Orton effect. Adds a little soft blur to it. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think that's pretty freaking epic. And then we're gonna we're gonna sharpen it for posting. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, weather's tough, you know. The lighting and stuff poses different problems, and it makes things more interesting. So what we want to do is we sharpen it, but we want to make sure that our sharpening doesn't kill our shot, because you can see here on the left side that if the bolt gets a little brighter. Overall, it gets brighter if I don't go too crazy on the sharpening. So we want to go one level, one different, not the full sharpen more, but just this one. And then we're going to go here, JPEG. Dave, I don't think I have anything on that, but I should do it. I need to, when I have time, I just need to sit and record, you know, some videos and all that stuff. It's one of the ones I need to do. Lightroom is really good at organizing, though, so that's one thing you could do. I'm going to post this tomorrow. I don't know if I want to post it today. That's great, though. I'm pretty stoked. Very, very excited about that. That was not expected tonight. It's really funny because I went from when you're out there and you're shooting and you see one bolt, you know, I went from thinking, I'm sitting there watching, where's the first one that happens? I go from thinking, oh my gosh, I got a strike. I can post something. Like I have something to post from tonight no matter what, you know. And then as I'm going along, there's like a few more of them. I'm like, well, that one's pretty cool. There's some cool red rain, so maybe that'll be it. And then I see like that happened. Anyway, I thought, oh, there'll be some good ones. And then all of a sudden I see that, and I'm like, oh, that's the Sony version. I need to get my clock synced. But you go from thinking, oh my gosh, I got good stuff to post, and then you see the mother load. And you're like, oh, all the other stuff is just utter and complete crap. Just crap. So, you know what I really like about this? I mean, I love all of it, but look at these clouds up here with the cool colors from the sun still. I mean, that's really interesting up there. Really, really beautiful. And the funny thing is if I really, really wanted to be on the right side of the storm, I would have been west of it, shooting this way, because I would have been thinking it would have been coming at me from where I was, and I would have gotten the strikes hitting the ground, but I probably wouldn't have, so I wouldn't even have seen this positive CG if I had been on the west side of the storm. So yeah, the haloing is just something you really, really have to work on. It's not it's a tough thing to avoid. You have to kind of decide, yeah, I can't do it in this shot without it being crazy, so I'm just not going to do it. You know, I'll show you one, and this was with the Sony, right? I think. Let me see here. So because this was with the Sony, I was able to bring up this foreground and not have a lot of noise, and then I was able to use that edge mask to create a mask right here and then blend it without really, I mean, maybe if you're really, really picky, you could be like, well, there could be a little bit of a halo there, but not that much. So this was basically blending kind of two things together to be able to get a foreground lit. Otherwise, it would have been really, really hard. So it's a tough, it's tough. You want to make sure that you just don't do it. You know, I don't know. It's really hard to get it right. You know, I got one of these to work on at some point, and let's see if I have, you know, I have my shadows up here. This is what it looked like, and then if I bring my shadows up, you know, and then bring this up, I got to, you know, it's actually not super noticeable on here, but I notice a little bit of it, you know, around this. So you keep your shadows here, you make an edge mask, and then you try to blend it and take your time and try to get it right. I think it's worth it when you have a really good photo. You know, if you're just throwing a bunch of photos out there, you don't care that much, it's different, you know. But if you really, really want to take your time, try to get it right. I like this one, daytime one. This is cool. Not only was it daytime, but we actually got all these filaments on a daytime bolt, which is pretty tough to get sometimes. And we got to see where it hit right there in the mountain. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, I'm going to drop it into my collection here. I'm going to export it as a print. Hopefully it's enough color. Look at that shelf cloud, wow. In Croatia, wow. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Hey. Not too shabby. Pretty excited about this. Just feeling really down the last couple days and not being very motivated, but if you look, I'm starting to look at stuff from this year, and it's starting to be kind of a okay year so far. These bolts are really good. It hasn't been the best year yet, but maybe it's going to pick up here soon. So, but we will make a really, really cool time lapse sequence out of this. This is going to be great. See, 03, 02, 04. These three frames are done. Yeah, I mean, you know what, Chris, you think you don't need a new camera. I'm totally with you. I mean, I've got photos from, let's just look at stuff. Here's 2014 5D Mark III 17 to 40. It's pretty good shot. You don't You know, I didn't really feel like, you know, this is a 5D Mark III, 50 millimeter 1.2, of course. It's a pretty expensive lens, but not too bad. Probably some like banding in there if I had to be picky about it. But these are all shots that I got in a 5D Mark III. In fact, there's a new weather guide calendar coming out for 2020, and this is the cover photo for it. And it's a shot with a Mark III, and they're still using it. So it's not like it's not like it's the end of the world having an older camera, but being able to have a new camera where you can bring up foreground like this and not have hardly any noise, I mean, that definitely gives you an advantage. So there's new cameras will give you an advantage on things that are hard edits, as we just learned from this. 5DSR cannot bring up those shadows that well without the noise, whereas the Sony could. And I could have done a little something with it, and that's the way it goes. So sometimes the new cameras, new technology definitely give you freedom to do things you couldn't before. So no getting around it. If you get the A7R III, you could technically be set for life, because that one is pretty dang good. If you get an A7R4 when it comes out, you shouldn't need another camera for like 15, 20 years, honestly. I don't know what else you could do with it. But of course, I didn't think I'd need a new one after the A7R III, and now I kind of want an A7R4 because 60-something megapixels, maybe I start time-lapsing with it. So, and the 6D is pretty good. So, yeah. Very, very excited. I kind of want to post it right now just for fun, but I might wait till the morning. It's getting pretty late. Very, very excited about it, though. I still can't decide if it's too bright. And it's not blown out. There's no blown out highlights, so that's good. It's not all the way up. Most of it's over to the left, so it shouldn't be too bright. This feels bright. Yeah, if I could do 12K time lapses, that would be good for me. I need to start thinking ahead with having footage that's at a level no one else has with you know, over 8K. So I got to start doing that. All right, guys, I'm getting tired. I got to go feed my little boy and watch. I need to watch The Boys on Amazon Prime. But I need to finish Legion as well. I don't know which one I want to do. And I also want to watch Stephen Colbert. I don't have enough time for all this. And also, I'm really tired, so I should just go to bed. I mean, maybe driving to Palm Springs tomorrow afternoon, but I don't know. So, anyway, I was excited. I'm hoping to do more of stuff like this when I get cool time lapses and stuff to edit. So either the next day or the night of, when I get home and I have time, just to kind of hopefully be interesting to y'all. And yeah, so thanks for watching, dudes and dudettes, and we'll do it again soon. So talk to you all later.